We're in for another cracker.
Lewis can never be written off.
Top tungsten tossing from Taylor.
Left, right, got it figured out.
He is desperate to win. Who will hold their nerve?
Back to the action. We are coming to you live on Sky Sports from the Manchester Arena. Welcome to the Betway Premier League Darts, brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation, and a very special welcome to the millions of viewers joining us around the world. Time to meet the boys from Stoke-on-Trent, with 3 World Cup wins between them. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go. He is the 6-time Premier League champion and the record-breaking, history-making, 16-time the champion of the world. It's Phil, the Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, the former European champion. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the Premier League finalist and the 2-time back-to-back champion of the world, Jackpot, Adrian.
Intriguing match to round off the evening. Taylor desperate for points, so he can go level with Michael van Gerwen at the top of the table. Adrian Lewis desperate for points so he can make it to the O2. Remember, Lewis qualifies with a win. Taylor last week, 7-4 defeat to right, a rare slip-up. 6-time winner. Victory here tonight sets up that duel in Rotterdam with Michael van Gerwen. Lewis on 17 points. A result. And he makes it into that top four along with van Gerwen, Taylor and Anderson. Wayne Mardlin, Stuart Pye, your commentators.
There's a certain Peter Wright who will be Phil Taylor's biggest fan for the next half hour or so. If Taylor can beat Lewis, Peter Wright still has a fantastic chance of overtaking Lewis. In the last week in Holland, Taylor looking for the win to make it a showdown with Michael van Gerwen in Rotterdam in 7 days' time for top spot. Bragging rights, £25,000 bonus.
Adrian to throw first. Game on.
Here we go, Lewis against Taylor. Taylor beat Lewis 7-1. Ridiculously easy earlier on in the Premier League campaign.
96.
Lewis knows that his fate, as it stands, is still in his own hands.
Well, indeed, yeah, if he can take some points out of or Gary Anderson,
95.
he'll be okay and he'll qualify for the playoffs for only the third time in 9 years. We know that he's just so capable.
62.
That's an astonishing stat, it really is. 2 semi-final, well, he reached the final once, but hasn't reached the playoffs since 2011, for goodness sake, and he lost the final that year to Anderson, but he should be doing a lot better than that in this tournament.
A couple of weeks ago I said to Adrian, how many times do you think you've qualified for the playoffs? He went, I know it's not many and I know it's not
43.
enough. Spot on.
An honest man when it comes to his own performances.
Yeah, he knows he's got it, but I think he also knows that
81.
sometimes, just sometimes, the application needs to be more.
Just to reiterate,
100.
Peter Wright now only 1 point behind Adrian Lewis in fourth. Peter Wright plays Robert Thornton in Rotterdam next week. Adrian Lewis plays Gary Anderson.
60.
Well, Adrian hunting the 60 down.
60.
Can't find it. Might be better off going for the bullseye. Would have left 135 if he hit a 25. You only need one treble to finish that instead of 2 trebles and a double of 140. He's going to get a shot.
85. Adrian, you require 140.
This just to save his throw. Another one of those. Unlucky. The slightest kiss.
100.
Yeah, you said it was just save his throw, but it could have changed the whole complexion of the game already. Phil Taylor wants tops. Clearly unhappy with someone who had the audacity to speak. They didn't put him off that much. First leg, Phil Taylor.
Second leg is Phil to throw
Adrian
first.
Lewis really wasn't even competitive in that.
Game on.
I'm sure I heard a cheer from the players' room from Peter Wright.
That's perfect. Staying there.
85.
He was angry, wasn't he, a week ago, Taylor, after losing to Peter Wright. Wright was terrific. Lewis looks for a first. Unlucky.
140.
Wright was 7 out of 8 on the doubles and beating Taylor, but Taylor can still get that angry after losing a game.
Well, I think he was more annoyed at not just the doubling stats, it was the finishing. A 121, 104, a couple of 71s, a 68, a 64. These are all brilliant finishes when you're under pressure.
121.
And Phil, I spoke to him after, and he just felt that if one of those doesn't go in, it's a completely different game, which, look, it's sport, things happen. You can't rely on your opponents to miss, I'm afraid.
100.
12-match unbeaten run coming to an end in Birmingham. Phil Taylor here looking for the win, which will put him level on points again with Michael van Gerwen heading to Holland.
140.
But with Michael van Gerwen holding sway over the legs difference, which could mean everything.
effectively mean a draw would be enough. But Taylor still has to win here first.
99.
The winner of the Premier League 6 times, Phil Taylor. There's Adrian looking at treble 15 now. There's a real hash of that, isn't it?
84. Going with 82.
Well, he's left double 8. Will he get a dart at it? He will, you know.
It's a bit of a let-off. Double 4 for the equalising leg.
Game shot on the second leg.
Well, a bit more drama than he wanted, but all equates to 1 leg all. 2 breaks to throw. Phil wasn't particularly pleased. Who's ever pleased? No, lose a leg. No one.
Well, since the Premier League
96.
switched to this new format, 10 players back in 2013, Lewis has won only once against Taylor in 7 attempts in the Premier League. He needs to double that tally here tonight in Manchester.
He hasn't reached the playoffs since 2011. It's quite incredible. I know we mentioned the failings of Adrian Lewis in the Premier League so often, but it really is... It's amazing that he struggles with the format, the week-in, week-out grind of it. Because when you're not flowing, it can be a grind. I know that through personal experience. 4-time participant and all that.
A draw may well be enough for Lewis. It will put him 2 points clear of Peter Wright. With Adrian Lewis plus 10 leg difference, Peter Wright is level on the leg difference. As you alluded to at the start of the show, Wayne, the leg difference for Lewis equates to an extra point.
It does.
129.
That's unlucky. Well, so far this evening, we've seen matches, but we haven't seen any contests, have we? One-way traffic in every match. This one's not going that way, is it?
60. 88.
For the lead. 60. Double 14. Got to go in.
74.
Disgusted with himself.
145.
Snatched it. Pulled it.
Let off for Lewis.
104.
But he can't afford to miss now.
14.
Oh, that really is a bit of class.
Adrian Lewis. 4-legged fielder throw first. Game on.
Interesting chat with some of the players a couple of weeks ago in the Premier League about which is the worst double on the board. Double 3, double 1 maybe, double 7.
43.
The consensus of opinion was double 7.
I think there's so many things that goes into it. It's the height of the player, the way their darts lay down.
57.
Double 7 for Phil Taylor is brilliant because he can lay it down and work in. Barney doesn't mind it either, but if you talk to a Chizzy or Adrian Lewis, they're not going to like those low doubles because their darts stand up to attention.
108.
And I'm sure that's got Adrian's attention. First 180 of the match goes to the power.
96.
Going to be amazing atmosphere in Holland for Taylor against Van Gerwen. Buzzing in here tonight. Over 8,000 at the Manchester Arena. Was generate fantastic atmosphere. And they were nearly treated to a 9-darter. Michael Van Gerwen missing double 12 for the perfect leg against Raymond van Barneveld.
Yeah, I think Michael's going to have to start changing his way of going. He keeps missing that 24. He's going to have to go 57, 48, 36. I'm going to have a chat with him after this because I guarantee you he's going to keep doing it.
45. Going with 182.
9 times in the last year, Michael Van Gerwen's missed double 12 for a 9-darter. Phil Taylor missed this in the last leg. A replica? No, this time he gets it. Well, he kind of sticks his hands out as if to say rubbish, but it's a finish of 82, Phil.
134.
Seems to be one of those cagey ones, Stu.
The draw would suit Lewis, not so Taylor.
100.
Mind you, having said that, if it is a draw, the equation is the same for Taylor
60.
against Van Gerwen. He has to win, full stop. So
Indeed.
I guess in that respect, it wouldn't make too much of a difference for Philip Taylor, apart from the fact he would get back on the saddle and get a win in the column after the defeat to Peter Wright in Birmingham. But
Well, he played brilliant against Peter Wright. He really did. Averaged 106. That doesn't mean anything nowadays. It was a brilliant setup by Adrian Lewis.
important last down.
125.
Taylor.
60-60 ball. Well, you've got to come back over for this 60, AD. Need 96.
94. So we require 136.
So Lewis will get at least one dart
96.
to hold his throw.
76.
Go ahead again.
It may have to go in as well. 16. Big dart this, tops.
56.
Well, that's unlucky.
So we require 40.
Just went in a bit flimsy. Might have just pulled that a tad. For another breaker throw. Is it this before? Double 10.
Getting shot on the fin leg.
That went in with some authority, didn't it?
Same place, I think.
first.
So Taylor breaks for a second time. It leads 3-2, but that was a missed opportunity for Adrian.
Did I just see that right? Did Phil Taylor just remove a piece of fluff from the referee's sleeve? Has it been bothering him?
100.
There's Kirk Bevins, the ref. Adrian just looks a bit flat here. Needs something to happen, I feel.
Not scoring heavily enough, 88 average.
The whole
99.
rhythm of him is just slightly off. Just needs to have one in the 60 in the first start and then just throw them quicker.
96.
Do you think he should be throwing them a little quicker?
Well, the first start's dictating. The first start is not in the 60 regular enough for him. When it does, he's throwing them okay, but the first start is not registering where he'd like. And I guarantee the next time he does it a 60 first start, they will be thrown quicker. Apart from misgripping and drop on them.
140.
You couldn't make it up, could you?
Taylor will have to switch here.
134.
Brilliant switch from Taylor. 140 from Lewis. Put some pressure on.
140. So we require 68.
Treble 20. Double 4.
Getting shot on the sick leg.
That was emphatic.
So leg is Adrian to throw
Phil
first.
Taylor's looking like he's not doing a whole lot right. I know that was a good shot, but it's averaging 98. It just seems a mishmash. That's better from AD. Once that first dart goes in, he's a different player.
3 legs on the spin for Taylor. Lewis in a touch of trouble.
97.
Peter Wright with a smile on his face in the race for 4th place in the Premier League.
The lady not best pleased at
96.
missing the possible 9-darter. The only man to achieve one since 2012, of course, a couple of weeks ago. And he was in trouble in that game as well, Stuart, against James Wade when he achieved it.
100.
A 2-time world champ. The rhythm is starting to appear.
Adrian Lewis's first dart drops below the treble 20 bed. That's when he struggled.
Yeah, most players that stand the darts up when they enter the board do. Will stay there. Double 10.
108. So you require 164.
But Lewis can't afford to miss now.
136.
To stay in the match, effectively, I think.
20.
That's more damage. Taylor leads 5-2. He's broken Adrian Lewis 3 times in this match. And it looks very much as if Adrian Lewis and Peter Wright will be left to fight it out in Rotterdam for that 4th and last qualifying spot.
140.
But what could be disastrous for Adrian Lewis is if he loses the next 2 legs.
54.
The leg swing this evening, just been incredible.
Well,
Peter Wright wins 7-1 and Adrian Lewis loses 7-2.
and in winning 7-1, Peter Wright beating James Wade.
85.
He's wiped his slate clean. He's level on leg difference. Lewis before this was +10, but that is going in the wrong direction.
140.
Just to reiterate, Adrian Lewis plays Gary Anderson. Peter Wright plays Raymond van Barneveld in Rotterdam.
Phil Taylor
140.
averaging nearly 10 points higher than Adrian Lewis. The doubling from AD
57.
has not really been that crisp.
136.
Phil Taylor, after the first 2 or 3 legs where it was edgy, he's looked very, very good indeed.
80.
It was a good switch to the last one.
Peter Wright
57.
will be delighted.
56.
And how?
Tops. That is a guaranteed point for Phil Taylor. But he's not interested in just the 1 point, not now.
5 consecutive legs for Taylor.
140.
He will still be behind Michael van Gerwen on leg difference, so whatever happens, if he wants to finish top of the pile, he will have to beat van Gerwen in Holland. This is how it looks.
100.
But of course, what this would also do, a Taylor win, is confirm Anderson in 3rd. Anderson qualifying earlier, courtesy of his 7-1 win over Robert Thornton. But Peter Wright, 5 points from his last 3 matches.
Yeah. Made a rally.
100.
Robert Thornton, Raymond van Barneveld and James Wade will not make the playoffs this year. Could be Peter Wright.
81.
Could be this man, Adrian Lewis. But Phil Taylor, he really wants to finish top of this league. Then win the playoffs. That's what he wants to do.
And that's what he's going to do. He's going to win tonight anyway, but you know the challenge of playing Van Gerwen on his home soil will be one that Taylor will relish. Brilliant from Lewis to give him a chance, but will he get a dart and a double?
Bullseye. That is another quality finish from Phil Taylor. He beats Adrian Lewis by 7 legs to 2. The power marches on. He's now 2nd in the table where he started off. But him and Van Gerwen are on level points. Just a few legs in it. Going to Rotterdam, it's going to be fun.
It's been a night of one-sided drubbings, hasn't it? But that doesn't seem to bother the crowd. It will go to the final week in Rotterdam to sort things out. James Wade, beaten 7-1 by Peter Snakebite Wright, who's still alive, can still make the semi-finals. Gary Anderson qualifies after a 7-1 victory over Robert Thornton. The Dutch dust-up won by Michael van Gerwen, 7-2. He beats Raymond van Barneveld. and Adrian Lewis beat by Phil Taylor. Taylor, 103.723 average, 58% on the doubles with a high checkout of 1-2-1. League table looks like this. Michael van Gerwen top, Phil Taylor in second place, Gary Anderson confirmed in third position, Adrian Lewis at the moment in fourth spot, Peter Wright though still in with a chance, only a point behind. The Ahoy Arena, Rotterdam, sold out in record time. Special night ahead as Robert Thornton faces James Wade. Adrian Lewis needs the points against Gary Anderson. A showdown for top spot. Phil Taylor has to beat Michael van Gerwen to finish top of the table. And Peter Wright rounding off the night against Dutchman Raymond van Barneveld. Can he make it into fourth position? Let's hear from Phil the Power Taylor now, talking to Rod Studd.
He's just signing a few autographs, Dave. I'm sure he'll be over in a minute. There he is. Phil? Phil, could you just come and join us if you would, please? Phil? Well done. It's another good win for you. Nice way to finish with a 1-2-1 ball finish as well, wasn't it?
It was a lucky finish, to be quite honest with you. It was a hit and hope. And I'm saying it was lucky. I just aimed and hopefully it went in. Do you know what I mean? It was one of them. It was a nervous performance, I think, for both of us. It was a weird game, really. It wasn't the best of games.
It can be like that with you and Adrian, because we know you're close mates from so long ago and so on and so forth, can't it?
Not so much friendship. I mean, Adrian can smash me to bits. Believe me, he can. He has done. It's just, I think it's that time of the, the competition when it's. I was going to say shit.
No, don't say that.
No, I won't say that. It's right at the nitty-gritty where everybody's scrambling for points. It's hard work. It really is.
Well, an average of nearly 104 anyway, in and amongst that for you. Look, and it's put you now joint top of the table, you and Michael. So that's where you want to be going into this final match, isn't it?
I think so. I think me and Michael are going to have a cracker next week. He's going to be tough to beat, of course he is, and I think I'm going to give him a good game as well. Obviously, he's on his own turf, and it's going to be strange because I don't think, everybody's saying you're in Holland, you're going to get the crowd 100% against you. I don't think they will, be quite honest with you, Rod. I think it's going to be quite surprising or pleasantly surprising. I might get a bit of support next week. Who knows? I might do. I've got two anyway. Got Bob and Karen.
You'll have a few more than that. Look, I think it'll be the kind of thing that you'll really relish, won't it? This kind of opportunity, this kind of match. This is what it's all about, isn't it? This is the games you want to play, isn't it?
It's about qualifying for the O2, and it's about winning that 25 grand bonus. Next week's £25,000. So forget about the points. We're already through. So it's about 25 grand. Can I say a big thank you? My pal here from Stoke-on-Trent, Big Eddie Hall, who's the world powerlifting champion. If you can just show him there, he's here, so he's come watch us. Eddie, put your hands up, pal. That's him on. So he's come and watched us. I've got to say, obviously, we don't get many celebrities. Well, we do get some celebrities, but you don't get many as big as him. So
literally.
I want to put him on the camera.
Look, I mean, it's all building up to a fantastic time at the O2, isn't it? I mean, it looks like it's going to be the greatest finals night we've ever had. I know you'd like to be part of it. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it?
Yes, Rod, thanks for changing the subject. But yes, I'm over the moon. I really am over the moon. Of course I am. It's nitty-gritty now. Towards me, Michael, Gary are qualified. The next place is going to be a nightmare next week. It's going to kick off next week.
Good, we're really looking forward to it. It should be a fantastic night. Well played tonight. We'll see you in Rotterdam next week. Look forward to that.
Thank you.